Welcome back to Crochet HD. I am your hostess, Jackie. First of all, if this is your first time viewing, you are a one-hit wonder. I am glad that you're here. If you are a repeat offender, a member of the GlamFam, welcome back. Yeehaw, y'all. I'm not even going to say what it is. If you know what it's in reference to, please say so in the comments. We're doing a different decade today. I have a bit of a confession to make. I love 90s country. Love 90s country. I'm talking Tim McGraw, Shania Twain, and of course, my man right here, Garth Brooks. Garth is like, I love Garth. His version of Shameless, I know it was released as a single, but his version of Shameless is delectable. And here's a fun earworm for you. If you're not listening closely, it sounds like he's saying, I'm shaving. Now tell me you'll hear that song the same. My favorite song on this, You Move Me. Oh, if y'all have not heard that song, run and listen to it. It is such a beautiful song. The patterns, are you ready? I'm not calling these vintage because it's 90s, so we'll just call them classic. Our first pattern comes to us from, it is a pattern book, Leisure Arts 1992, Afghans for Baby. I'm looking at some notes that I had made. I was apparently going to make number 3. Ah, this one. That's really pretty. Oh, and here's the last pattern, which is right here. I hadn't shown you. This says featuring fingering, sport, and worsted weight yarns. Y'all, hots are hot. Hats are hot. I don't think I paid any attention to this fingering weight, sport weight, and let me see, the pattern that I wanted to make was made with fingering weight. Well, I know I wasn't using fingering weight and definitely wasn't doing a gauge swatch. I probably didn't get any further than just picking colors. And there are some patterns in here. A cushion. Look at his face. Or shells. Next up, from 1992, love quick crochet Afghans and their ripples. All of these use 2 strands held together of worsted weight. So there's one. There's 2 more on the back. 2 more inside. Now let's just, for this blanket right here, this Afghan uses 2,040 grams or 4,735 yards of yarn. Here's what now puts me off to making certain patterns. It's when they have the audacity to say things like chain 138 loosely. I would have to check into a hotel room alone to start every project that requires more than 100 stitches, because for whatever reason, members of this household seem to know exactly what I'm counting. Now, I actually use stitch markers and I place them at every 10 chains to help me you know, keep count. But here comes an ADHD moment. I'll have, like, let's say I have 60 and I look back at my little stitch markers and I'm thinking, okay, did I put it on the 10th one or did I put it on the 9th one instead of the 10th one? Did I count 10 and then put the stitch? So it becomes a whole ordeal. So having to go over 100, it's a challenge. Okay, y'all ready for this one? Picture it. Annie's Attic, 1997.
Ah!
This is Patsy, Elizabeth Lee, and Patrick. Crochet cousins.
No.
Don't ask me why I have it. Don't. I will admit this though. I do have several of the Annie's Attic Debbie Ann doll patterns from the 80s. And if you don't know, Debbie Ann dolls were the crocheted versions of Cabbage Patch Kids. I don't know why I'd even think to break those out. The day is young. I have no earthly idea where I got it. Here is Lil Sydney. I do love dolls, y'all. I'm not certain how I feel about this doll, but you know what? They do remind me of the Lee Middleton dolls, and I actually think I have one or two of those from the 90s. All right, this one is from, oh, I said that, 97. And here are the patterns. I refuse to make any statements that may be used against me later on. Now we have from 1998, and I'm pretty sure this is prior to her involvement with Lion Brand. Vanna's favorite Afghans. Here's a fun fact in case you did not know. Vanna White is right-handed, but she crochets left-handed. And the reason why is when she learned to crochet, she learned by watching her grandmother. So basically she mirrored what her grandmother was doing. And well, all these years later, she's a left-handed crocheter. Okay. I like that. Kitty cat baubles. And I found a sticky note. I was going to make, let's see, page 35 for my son. On page 35. And for my husband, and I'm not showing that. What I am finding neat about these particular patterns, they don't seem dated. And that could just simply be because they are Afghans. I mean, I'm looking at these and I'm thinking, some of them might not be my taste, but they don't look like they're 30 years old. Here is this mile a minute. Can somebody please explain to me what a mile a minute blanket or whatever is. For as long as I can remember, I'm familiar with the term, but I have no clue whatsoever as to what a mile a minute, what it means. I'm reading this and it's like, surprise a friend with a lovely Afghan. Mile a minute designs like this one are easy to work into your schedule when you're on the go as much as I am. That still really told me nothing. Okay, this one is from 1995. I am pretty sure I made this blanket in like a mint green. I don't remember who I made it for, but it feels very familiar. Okay, here's some more. There's the back. And this, I'm pretty sure this little guy is made with, oh my. All right. It is a total of 357 squares. And the squares are 2 inches. Let me tell you why I wouldn't make this. I mean, aside from the obvious, right? Okay. First of all, if I were to start this the day I found out I was pregnant, it would probably not be finished until the day he graduates from high school. And by then, he would probably resent me or just do things to disappoint me. And all I'd have to show for it, but at the same time, by the time I finish this, he would want to put me in a home and I would not fight him. Has anybody made something like this? And if so, did you drink? A baby blanket. Oh, and then you have to do like half a... I'm a truly loving person. I mean, I love people. I genuinely love people. But if a people asked me to make this,
later.
And we're back. Well, that is going to do it for today, boys and girls. I can't guarantee that there aren't more vicious patterns like this one. But as you can see, in the early 90s, the thing that I was drawn to apparently was to make Afghans. And as I look through all of these Afghan patterns thus far, I genuinely remember making one. I had big plans. I can remember buying the yarn for all of those patterns that were in here that I was going to make for my sons and my husband. And then I also remember giving away all of that yarn.
What?
Because this is what my husband said. This is what he told me when I was like, I don't want to get rid of it. He said, and I quote,
"You can always buy more yarn."
Well, heck yeah, I got rid of it after that. Wouldn't you? He literally said,
"You can always buy more yarn."
Yippee-ki-yay, other buckets. I have just had so much fun. Tomorrow is going to be the biggest challenge for me, believe it or not, because tomorrow is Disney Day. I think that's right. Let me see. Yeah, tomorrow is Disney Day. Uh-oh. More controversy. Are you ready? I don't like Disney. I like Disney movies. But, like, I've never been to Disney World. I've never been to Disneyland. I have no desire to go to either of these places. I know that there are some people who love Disney, who whatever. And you know what? Look, I am not going to yuck your yum, okay? I'm just not in it. And I'm going to tell you why. All right. Here's an 80s kid. 80s cartoons, Saturday morning cartoons. That was my jam, right? One of my favorite cartoons was Muppet Babies. Okay? Muppet Babies. Like Muppet Babies. Then I heard that Disney was rebooting the Muppet Babies because, you know, Disney owns Henson. Anyway, and I was like, oh my gosh, they're going to bring back... Did y'all see what they did to the Muppet Babies? Did you see? I'm not even going to put a picture up on the screen because it's a travesty. It is a travesty what they've done. I say that. And then I found out that they were rebooting the Rugrats because I know the Rugrats were 90s and I was probably an adult. I was a legal adult by then. But you know what? Sometimes cartoons are cartoons and I love the Rugrats. But I found out that they were bringing back the Rugrats. And I was like, yes! Have you seen what they've done to the Rugrats? Why? Just why? One. If you think that the idea was good enough in the beginning, like the original idea was so great, why don't you just bring that back? It's hard for me to believe, like, especially with the Muppet Babies, that there was enough references that they made back then that would not still apply to today, right? So, like, the content is still relevant. So bring that back. Just bring it back. Don't redraw or I don't know. It looks like, I don't even know. Because it's like, I want to say something like, you know, this looks like something that a 4-year-old drew, but I don't want to insult 4-year-olds because it's just so bad. So bad. So apparently the Rugrats people got with the Muppet Babies people and they're like, hey, let's do this. I don't know what kind of drugs they were sharing or, you know, I mean, maybe they were high on I don't know. But some things should just be left alone. I didn't mean to get on my soapbox, but I was getting excited, right? Because it's not my fault. It started with Disney, Henson, Muppet Babies. Anyway, as I was saying, tomorrow's going to be my biggest challenge, but I think, well, I have some ideas. I'll just leave it at that. If you like this video, please like this video. If you want to stick around, join the GlamFam by subscribing. Until next time, I've been Jackie.